Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are watching this from. And my name is Akhil. I'm a business development consultant, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Tuesday Tree. Well, in this show, we invite experts who are providing their amazing services to coaches and consultants. And actually, this is season two of Tuesday Treat. We've changed our format a bit. We are now, instead of going live, these are now the recorded interviews so that there's always scheduling issues and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that we are bringing amazing guests. And be sure today's guest is one of the amazing guests that I've so far, and I'm really excited for this interview. And let me just share a bit about the guest or the expert that I've invited. She's marketing and business expert, and she specializes in providing her services to coaches and consultants. She's been in this business for almost 20 years now. She's passionate about co-creating our best possible future, and also she's a happiness ambassador. Please welcome Miss Deb King. Hey, Deb.
Hey, Adil, thank you. Thank you for that spot on intro. I'm very impressed you got it all right. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the show, and I'm really honored to have such amazing experts coming on this show and sharing their value and telling us about the amazing work that you guys are doing. So, welcome to the show, and I'll not waste any more time and immediately jump right into the conversation. So, can you tell our audience a bit about what is it that you do and how do you get started?
Yeah, great. So, yeah, like you, very aligned with supporting more coaches and consultants to really be thriving, like not just surviving better, but truly thriving. The world needs coaches. The world has so many challenges right now. So many people need support, and it's time for coaches to truly be thriving and actually making money as well so that they can be doing the work they're meant to be doing. So, we are super passionate about finding ways for coaches to actually um, live their calling and also do business marketing, all those aspects of business that often they're not as good at or get drained by, but to do them in new ways, better ways that are joyful, energized, aligned, and actually creating better results. So we're having a lot of fun with it, an amazing community, and I'm very excited to connect with you, Adil.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And we'll get into that a bit more and we'll ask you more about it. But first, how do you get into this? Why marketing and how did you get into this? You've had amazing, career so far, 30 years. So can you tell us briefly a bit about your journey?
Okay. Well, funnily enough, I grew up just wanting life to be fun. And when it came to the time to end high school and go to uni, I didn't even really know what I wanted to do. But I actually chose marketing because I chose a Bachelor of Commerce because it seemed like it'd be good to learn about business. My parents both had their own business, but I thought, learn about business. And I chose marketing because that seemed like the most fun part of it. And
So
back
it runs in the
then,
family.
maybe I don't know. But the funny thing about marketing back then, when I did it, because I'm older now, there was no social media. There was like maybe
True.
one small aspect of that high entire degree on branding. Like it was very different. But I guess it was sort of it put my mind into can't help but look through a bit of a marketing lens and also learn how to find out more information and all that kind of stuff. So way back then did that. Went on to lots of fun jobs, hospitality. I love seeing people who enjoy themselves. I ended up living in London. I worked in a record company and I worked in nightclubs. I started on the bar, became a bouncer, then a nightclub manager. And what I realized eventually that when I reflect, I was on a happiness inquiry, but I was seeking externally for it. And of course, that's not where you find it. And so in 2003, I came back to Sydney to become a life coach. Had heard of this thing and decided this is what I was going to do, and then that started a huge personal development journey, business development journey, and has been an incredible experience. Actually, witnessing even the coaching industry go from something that wasn't many people didn't know about to where it is today, where you can see magazines in the supermarket about coaching. Like it's great that many people know about coaching now and the value of it. Now it's just time for coaches to actually earn good money to do what they're meant to do. So because unfortunately that has not been happening in terms of the industry.
Wow, that's amazing. So, I mean, yes, you've shared initially that coaches and consultants, but can you tell us, share some success story or some some I mean the background about how what you do benefit coaches and consultants?
Yes, okay, because we have a different approach to most. We're kind of saying anything that happened BC before COVID needs a refresh, and we can take the best of what we know from the past, but actually really look at how do we reimagine and co-create new and better ways to do business, to do everything that we're doing moving forward. And so we're taking an approach of actually really consciously choosing to create differently. We work with an amazing, like-hearted tribe of what we're calling wisdom teachers, which are coaches, trainers, healers, practitioners, way showers, conscious entrepreneurs, people who have fresh wisdom that uplifts humanity in some way. Perhaps they accelerate personal growth or business growth, and they really have a calling and really want to make a positive impact on the planet. Now, an example of one is an incredible healer coach that had been working with people for years. She's so incredible. And then she went and worked on it with a mastermind where they were telling her what to do with her sales and marketing, and she was trying to do it, but it was really not working for her, and it actually impacted her self-esteem and her confidence. And this isn't someone who's amazing, and she was like really getting negatively impacted by this. She started working with us, and we really worked on, okay, what is it that you love to do? How to like really find what lights her up, because we really believe follow what really lights you up, not what drains you. And for her, she actually really loves doing Clubhouse, and she's got a beautiful voice, and she really adds value in that space. And so she just started doing more of that, and now she's got a really thriving business, loving, like, so energized, aligned, joyful, just, really being supported to do what actually is the right marketing for her, to allow the financial flow into her business in a way that is very aligned for her gifts and talents.
Wow, that's awesome. That's amazing. And I mean, I'm very curious. I mean, I like the background too. So I just want to know why Wisdom Playground? What's the story of the name and the backstory of having this what you do called Wisdom Playground?
Okay, cool. Thank you. Well, my vision for 2020 was to follow a dream of living in Hawaii and all these travel plans, and it was a very amazing year that I had planned, and I'd arranged this retreat for women in April 2020 in Hawaii, and of course 2020 had different plans for me and everyone. So so when it all happened in March 2020, and I found myself in Sydney, which was, I was only supposed to be here a week, but instead I've been here a lot longer. I kind of realized I wasn't worried about COVID, but I really did have a concern we were going to have a financial crisis. And I looked back at other financial crises and actually realized, some people come out thriving in these. It doesn't mean like just because, whatever situation is happening that we can't thrive as an individual. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to stay open and I'm going to come out thriving. And
Huh.
actually, a few different things happened, and what happened was I had this idea for a singles party on Zoom called Zingles that led to developing some tech that didn't quite keep going. It was going to be an alternative to Zoom for making training and online events easier for facilitators, but we had great ideas, but the tech budget wasn't there. But that then led to working closer and closer with the lady who's now my business partner, Gabby Button. She's amazing. We just got to realize we're so aligned. We have different skill sets. And we came up with the wisdom playground in our conversations because we're passionate about having the world experience the fresh wisdom that people have now that really uplifts humanity. And we also really love the idea of doing it in a playful way. a way that allows us to tap into the best of our humanity, where we're tapping into connecting and being generous and being curious and being creative and being all the what we're calling unadulting kind of things. So they're very two very specific words of wisdom and playground that is a big part of what we're doing, because we love to play and we love to shine the light on wisdom and that needs to be heard by humans everywhere.
Wow, that's awesome. I think those who are watching this, I think you should definitely connect with them. You will find all the details in the description of this. I mean, we'll be hopefully this time. I mean, first season was all about live on Facebook, but we're working out on it. Hopefully, this will be on multiple platforms, so you see all the details to connect with her on in the description or the connection details and how you can connect. Now moving on to my favorite question that has been my favorite throughout season one is usually what happens is that when you have a guest, you give them some gift or treat, but we have this tradition where we ask our guests to bring some treat for our audience. So do you have any treat for us?
Oh, yes. I would love to give your audience, anyone who resonates with looking at business in a different way, we have created a business model that we've called the Living Business Matrix. So, the reason for this is most business models that get taught are still in the industrial era, they're still focused on just money, productivity, growth. We're saying no, we're actually humans run businesses, our energy matters, and we have created a living business matrix to look at business through this lens. And so, what I'd love to gift to your audience, Adil, is a free complimentary Living Business Matrix audit session with me, where I can leave my calendar or they can just reach out to me via the wisdomplayground.com, THE wisdomplayground.com, to connect, and we'll find a time where we can actually just have that audit and look at your business and give you add some value to you that can be having you even more aligned and energized in what you're doing in your business. So
Wow,
that's
that's
my
awesome.
treat.
That's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much for this sheet. So those who are listening, coaches and consultants, I think since it's a treat, so why not just try it and see how your experience is, and who knows? I mean, oftentimes we get to experience stuff without knowing much about it or expecting much about it, and it turns out to be probably the tipping point that we needed. So I highly recommend uh, going for this. We'll share all the details in the description, so watch out for that. Uh, Deb, any parting thoughts?
Oh, just that every single person right now on the planet, if you're here, you matter. You have wisdom and genius that is needed. It's time for you to thrive, and let's co-create magic together. Don't do it alone. Reach out and be supported. And yeah, I really just follow your heart, what excites you, and go for it.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. That's an excellent message. And to our audience, please reach out to Deb. You'll have all the details in the description, and we'll be back again next week with another amazing and exciting episode where we'll have an awesome expert with us. So don't forget to tune in. It will be on every Tuesday. So we'll share the time and all the details with you. So have fun till then. Bye bye.
Thanks, Adil.